Hey everybody, Basket here. This is sort of going to be probably a weird episode. I'm sort of streaming and I'm just sort of like debugging trains. So we'll see how that goes. So what I'm working on, I've done a lot of train debugging, construction, deconstruction, etc. So what I kind of have now, we could zoom out. So I have the ore drop off, it cooks it all, and then I have iron and copper pickup. Right now the copper gets dropped off here, iron gets dropped off here, goes into the regular flow. I have it so engines will swing through, pick up some fuel for the actual engine during its route. And then I have a coal thing that processes here, comes over here, drops off coal if it can, and then comes back. And then have this thing comes over here and gets copper, gets iron if it can, and then comes back. This whole thing used to be an iron production, but was since destroyed by the bad guys. Thank you for the host, Wolfstorm. So what I'm trying to do now is I need to build another rail station. So to do that, I need to get some iron. So let's go grab some iron. Also, either I'm not producing enough iron for the iron train to arrive here, or it's not really working right. So I'll have to check that in a second. But first I need to get a train station, an engine, a car, and then I need steel. I also don't have any good steel production right now. I'm not really sure where steel is even being produced, if anywhere. So I'll have to fix that. Strap off some of this. Let's go play with my inventory. Then we want, how many cars did I make? Let's make that many. Okay. So what I want to do, let's go get some reinforcements. So I also added a thing to automatically make the laser turrets. The regular turrets just aren't cutting it. The bad guys are too strong. Or my fuel, or my production. Oh, this is stopped. Because of steel. Aha, right. So what I need to do is get some steel production going someplace. So let's take a look. So iron's coming through here. There's no more iron coming into here, which is where I was previously making some steel. Right in here. So I think what would make sense is here if I actually divided it up. That would be half and half though. That might be overkill, but that's okay. So if we just divide here, and then I have this line go like this, then iron, because we're not really bringing any stuff in there anyway. So this is actually going to make half of it be half of the iron I make is going to be turned into steel, which I guess is probably fine. I guess. I can also do this. I have kind of a stockpile here of raw stuff. So then now that'll be moved into this same flow. So I'll still cook up that stuff. All right. So let's go make that extra train route. Now that we have some steel being produced, possibly that will also don't walk in the railroad tracks. I haven't been run over yet, but I assume that can happen. Okay, so what I'm looking at here is I'm going to re-put in all of this iron harvesting production that was destroyed by the bad guys. I'm going to put it back in. So what I'm going to do is, actually I kind of want two engines. I'm going to see if this works. I'm going to try to make this train stop be a double engine train stop. So I need to find the train stop in my inventory. I guess I don't have one. I used to have one. Thought I did. Anyway. I don't have any coal, so I'll have to come back to that. So for now, we'll put in the stop. So train stop here. So they're going to stop. This is in theory, if I have it one way, we'll have to see how it's going to stop, I guess. But so I put that here. then it has 1, 2, 3, 4 cars, and then a little bit of room down here. So let's actually extend this a little bit further. And in theory, what I want to do is make it so that the train will arrive. I'm going to have it, see if I can put an engine on both sides of the train so it can go either way. Because otherwise I need to chop down a lot of forest to try and put in like a return track, and that'd be kind of a pain. So what we're going to do is put in, so that's the engine. This here is going to be the cars that are going to accept all of the iron, raw iron. And then we want to make this stop be called, so we already have, so technically this one's actually supposed to be like iron ore pickup 1. So we'll make this be iron ore pickup 2. I haven't renamed it yet. That's the default name. Okay. And then we want these guys to put it here. So it's going to be a big buffer is basically the idea. So they can produce a whole bunch and then grab it all here. So let's turn this route up. So we can have that be against those. And then the second one here, I don't know why it's set up like that. The second one can come up and go along this route. So it can turn here, go up, like that. So this whole thing was basically destroyed. I looked over and there's a bunch of like, we're in combat alerts. And then suddenly it was bad. So we'll see how that works. But first, I guess we'll come over here and we'll put back in, we only have 7. How many more can we make? We can make 12. Good. So we'll put in a whole bunch of these. Oops. And then we need track to go down, over, turn up. And then this guy is actually also, these are set up, there's actually a big buffer here too, so that's kind of nice. Alright, so that will come up and go to these guys. They need power. We need to actually put in, because of the setup that I do for these, they need to have the medium power lines in between. And that will power all the way through. So this is now going to fill up those chests with some excess. We don't want those to be in the system. Okay, cool. And then just to make sure that things are going okay, we will do a splitter so I can kind of fill up both things. Now that we have some more, let's put in these guys. Give them power. So now we can have a bunch of more iron coming into the system. The easiest way probably to move those will be going like that. Because this is also full. So this is now going to fill up this whole belt. All these chests are going to fill up here. And then if a train comes in, it will fill up from those. So now let's go over. There's a reason why I'm not putting down the train there. I don't have any fuel. So the train won't leave at all initially unless I give it some fuel. So that's the first thing I do is actually start the train at the refueling station. So it'll get some extra fuel right away. So here's the refueling station. So I can say an engine is here. Oh, I guess the engine, if it's a double-sided engine, I don't have a way for the refueling thing to refuel the rest of the car. Interesting. Trains with the stop. How interesting. I didn't know that was a thing. Cool. All right. Yeah, there's also this thing too. So this is telling me. So there's a train on manual mode. Well, that's not right. I'll have to fix that. Oh, I can fix it from here actually. So this one does or pickup 2, which is here, or drop off, and then it actually also needs to get fuel for a little bit, and then go. So I guess now it's good to go, and now it's gonna go through. Good. I guess the other train that I was talking about that I was gonna make be yeah, I guess I'll have to build in the other side of the rail, unless I somehow make it so that the fuel will work right. I don't see that working right. So there's some train zooming by. I don't know where it's going. It's looping around here, going back up. Oh, it's going to the refueling station. So that was doing that big loop to come back here and get some fuel. I guess part of it's, wherever I put that routine in, is it filled up with stuff and then it ran through. Interesting. Alright, so let's, I guess we'll put in the other rail. So let's trap down a bunch of trees. I will probably put the rail in, I want it to be, so I can put in the loop over here. So let's try and get down. And then from here, let's go a little bit less, because I'm not going to have the extra engine I was thinking I might have. So they can come in here. So we can take out some power lines. We'll want to put in those power lines right away in a different configuration. So that way we don't have the, because everything is now lasers. So we don't want that to be bad. Take this out there, and then we want to loop up. So we can chop down a bunch of trees. Alright, more trees here. And these two. Okay. This tree. So there's some combat we have in the lower area. I think we're okay right now with that. Hopefully. We got the laser turrets going. So I think we might be able to hold them off. But they are definitely getting harder. Alright, how are we doing here? So the other thing I don't know is like how often they'll attack like this train. Just the railroad line. I don't really know how the behavior works. Alright, we want to do that. There we go. So now, this is a way where they can turn around if they want. We don't need... we don't need this in here, actually. Because that's an illegal move. Oops. We want it so that they are only going to go... yeah, good. And we can take this out. This tree, I meant. Or not the tree, the track. And this. Nope. Okay. This goes here. Good. So we don't need... they're not allowed to go down. So this is like you can program which way they're allowed to go. So here they're allowed to go up. Here they're allowed to go up. And here... it's listening to see if this spot is busy, otherwise it makes the train stop here. One thing I could do is I can make a loop back inside of here that doesn't actually intersect with this thing. So let's do that. Let's put that in. So if we come this direction, yeah, we could loop like this and then hook up with that in case we wanted to allow them to loop back there. So let's grab lights. So you're allowed to go this direction. And then here, we'll put then these guys in here. And then one here. So that should make it so that you're allowed to go through here. Or you can go up here. Or here you can do like sort of U-turns. Alright, so in theory that works. Let's see. So we'll run up here. I'll put in the new train. Once we get over there. Okay, so new engine goes here. It's going to be start being loaded up with stuff. And then we have the cars. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then let's pop in this train. We'll just ride it also. So this guy's job is to go to iron pickup 2. Iron pickup 2 until you're full. And then go to ore drop off until you're empty. And then actually yeah, or no, I'm sorry. We're going to undo that last one. So, ore pickup, which is down here. On the way up, you're on the correct side for refueling. So at that point, engine refuel for a little bit. So it's just going to be there for 30 seconds while it fills up with the stuff. And then go to ore drop off, which is all the way up here, until you're empty. And then loop back. So we'll go automatic. So it just did that. It's going to go now all the way up to ore drop off, because that's what I programmed it to do. I don't really know why it's taking this route. That's the weirdest route. Is it trying to turn around? Or drop off. Well, maybe that makes sense for what it just did. So it's going to stop here. It's going to fill up a whole bunch. Hey, Stellian. Yeah, I figured you guys were probably going to bed soon. Oh, don't kill me. Well, I appreciate you stopping by. Right here, so these guys are filling up with a whole bunch of iron ore. So now that that's going, I guess I can put in the rest of the lines, so we can get more iron ore going. I figured I was playing it and just sort of dripping around trying to figure things out, so I figured I'd stream it at the same time. But appreciate you stopping by. Oops. Alright. So that's good. So now it's a much more solid, maybe, line of stuff coming through. Don't really know what all this is. But we can put in these just to get out of this area. There, we got out of the air. So now we don't need this. Alright, good. So now I think we have more coming in. It's all working its way up here. I should probably... Because right now there's a buffer where it's filling up these chests. So it's actually going to take a while for that to really process through. Perhaps I want to have this thing... It comes through with one here. Perhaps we want to split it up even more. Like this. And then we can have this line here. Go up to that. This line can go here. Get rid of all these. So we can get rid of this. The kind of idea is like you can have it split up and then yeah, I guess that works. And then and so here it can rotate. So it's going to be one solid belt, but then it'll bring in stuff partway through, I guess, is kind of what I'm thinking. So this can come over, up, and then turn in there. So that'll sort of more evenly distribute. Oh, I need this belt, sorry. This belt needs to come from here all the way up and actually hook up to this top one. So this goes here. This one goes here. This one is supposed to go here. Like that. And then this one goes like that. There we go. So now they're evenly distributing between the 4 cars. And then if for some reason this is full, it'll bring it up and go up here, and eventually it'll back up if all these chests are actually filled up. I don't think it's really going to happen because it goes onto the train and then leaves from there. But, alright. So that's going. How was our power? Okay, these are actually, I mean, the power is good. It's not producing as fast as I would like, but if I want to make more, I would need more iron. Wolf would come in and say hi as well, but he can hardly load the stream. Ah. Interesting. Aha. You make an excellent point. Thank you for the heads up. I will stop uploading all of my stuff. I was uploading a bunch of YouTube videos. How is it now? Seems like my drop frames have stopped. I can also suspend this. That's probably better. Thank you. Okay. So back to here. So this thing is filling up with iron, and then in theory we'll go drop it off. Here's actually some iron surplus, so we can use these to make a bunch of miners. And so if I actually have enough stuff coming through here, then I can, instead of it sort of collecting like this, like if there's any bottlenecks ever, basically, I can adjust the way this works. So like if I did, well, I'll wait till I put in the other ones before I figure out if there's a bottleneck. In fact, I can't get my chat to load now. I refreshed it, but it not refreshing. There we go. Refreshed. Okay. So I have a bunch of speed 2 modules. I can put those in maybe. I mean, I'm not really low on resources, so I don't think I need to worry about trying to beef these up too much. All right, we have some going. Let's go and put those in. Give them power. And we'll go up top for putting in the other power line, I guess. To kind of join it together. There we go. Cool. Lots of iron. I like getting all the resources. It's nice. And then I guess we can grab these guys. This is some leftover stuff that used to be on a belt, but then the belt was destroyed. Okay. So I have a couple more mines I could put down. Alright. And then these guys can come down. And connect up. Okay, so there may or may not be a bottleneck later on, but we'll see. Oh, I also... Well, actually, I'm not using ammunition down here at all. So I was going to connect this ammo line down, but I'm not actually using it, so... Not going to worry about it. This thing is actually almost full, so let's actually pop in. And see where it goes. In theory, it's going to go up and maybe wait in line, or not wait in line, for the top area. We'll see. I think it's almost full. This one's almost full. We could also force it to go if we wanted to. No, I mean, I guess this isn't full. So let's just force it. So let's go. Well, no, I guess I don't want to force it. Oh, there's a train just whizzed by. I think they're doing that to get to the refueling, which is good. So it comes down, because right here I have just sort of one track to get through, which is kind of weird. I should probably change that, but to get to the refueling, it needs to be pointing the right direction. So it zooms down, does a loop, and then goes back up. Okay, how's this? Is this almost done? Not really. Okay. Well, I'll come back to it. The rest of these are getting kind of full. It's just those couple that aren't quite full. I could also help it. I could steal from these. We'll pop in here just in case. And then I can give it all those. So that helps this one, but I guess the other one still is low. I'm impatient, but I want to see if this worked just as is. So 2,000 is what it needs. So this one's almost done. This one has a bit more to go. Let's go grab some from here. Okay, and then run up to this really quick before it goes. That one's almost done. This one is almost full. I'll zoom out a little bit. Oh, you can do it. Okay, so that one's full. There we go. Here we go. Choo-choo! So this one, I think the next stop will be picking up fuel for the engine. Yes, so it's going to stop here. And then this thing actually doesn't have any fuel, so that's a problem. I'll have to fix that. Something's wrong with this whole system. Oh, I guess this thing is emptying out so quickly that it's not. So I'll have to come back to this, because it's not actually giving it any fuel. Luckily it still has some fuel, but on the way back down I might jump out and then fix this, because this is supposed to be dropping off the solid fuel and bringing it over this way, but it's prioritizing sending it that way, I guess. But this guy comes up, heads over here, over to the ore drop-off area. Oh, there's a lot of... Whoa. There's a lot of dead bodies out there. I might have to reinforce this area a little bit. But, so then this one... Right now, there's actually 2 other cars that are dropping off stuff right now. So it's going to be a while. So let's just get out of the way. So this one... There's actually kind of a backup here. So this one's dropping off stuff. After that leaves, one of the 2 of these is going to go. This is going to try and drop off fuel if it can. And then these 2 ones have to drop off stuff. So there's a little bit of a backup with this whole process, but it's being productive. It's generating a lot of things and filling up cars and everything. So that's good. All right, let's go check on... I need to fix the fuel, 1. 2, I want to grab some laser turrets and help fortify that top area, because it's a pretty important area right now. So we have quite a few turrets, laser turrets. They take a lot of the power, but I think that there's enough power that it'll work. So that train left and then freed up. It looks like the coal train won. So the coal comes through, empties out if it can, and it's programmed to only wait 90 seconds. And then if it can't do anything, then it leaves. So, alright. So this is where some of the guys are coming from. So let's just put in some turrets every here and there. So here's where the turret was destroyed. I guess we'll take this guy out. I'll just put him over here and there. Perhaps in this corner I'll put in more, because there's quite a bit of combat run in there. And then, but it looks like the walls are maybe helping here. I'm not sure. Alright, put another couple in here. Alright, great. So now this one, so one of the trains that just went through, it comes here, fills up with a bunch of stuff, goes there, empties out. These 2 trains, they grab the iron and the copper. Seems like there's a lot less iron. I guess not. I guess it's just... I have so much here that it's actually filling up this backlog. Apparently. Huh. Okay. Anyway. Let's fix the fuel. So this is making the solid fuel, but not at as fast of a rate as I'm trying to pull it out. So this is putting it in. It's grabbing it here, but then this is grabbing it faster than the other thing is able to. If we make it a little bit slower, does that help? Not really. Interesting. Huh. Well, how do I fix that? Does that help? So now, and then we can make this guy output faster. That seems like it might help. Now I think I might be producing them fast enough. There's a lot more combat up there. Might be producing them fast enough now. Okay, good. So now it's still able to work both ways. Okay, good. Let's head on up here. It looks like there was some combat. I think it might be done now. I think we're okay. Okay, what do we want to make next? I think that this will end the YouTube video for this. Oh dear. I'm all of my power production has stopped because there's no coal here. Let me fix that. But this will be the end of this episode. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you next time.